Hey, Kathleen, welcome. Hey, Babby, I saw you this morning. Welcome again. Hey, Ruth, good to see you all. First three in here. Hey, Maria, good to see you. Hey, Irene, good to see you too. Hey, Kathleen, two Kathleens here. Good to see you both. Hey, Allison, good to see you. Thanks for joining us for lunch for our wellness webinar. Welcome to eat today, but you may want to do some yoga poses as well. So if you had some lunch or you could save it for later, that'd be good. Lois, is that Yolanda? I'm trying to think. Lois Lavery. I feel like that's probably maybe one of Shannon's family members, but Yolanda, if you're here, hey, good to see you. Jade, good to see you too. Hey, Christine, is that?
That's my grandma. Hi, Grandma.
Oh, okay. Hey, Lois. Yeah, I was expecting. Yeah, Yolanda. Yeah, good to see you too. Good, welcome. Hey, Christine, good to see you. Both two Christines, good to see you both. Let's see, who did I miss? Eliza or Eliza, is that your family member, Shannon?
Yeah, hi, Eliza.
Eliza, who is this?
Eliza?
Yeah, how's she related?
She's my cousin.
Oh, nice. Okay, you got the Lavery clan is here today.
Watch him
Nice.
pop
Hey,
up.
Michelle. Hey, Ronnie. Hey, good. Ruth, good to see you all. Testify, good to see you. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes. We actually opened up a little bit earlier today. I was running on time today for the first time in a while, so that was good. Yeah, thanks for joining us for lunch. We have a special treat today. Shannon Lavery, not officially affiliated with CIH, but a very valued community member and honorary CIH member. And Shannon is a yoga instructor. Shannon is a healer and has done a lot of mindfulness work as well, which she can get into. We're just going to be leading us through some yoga poses, talking about yoga, talking about Ayurveda a bit, touching on that, and then also talking about yoga in relation to health, how yoga can really powerfully and deeply impact your health and wellness. So we're going to be talking about that. I'll wait one more minute because it's only 12:01 right now. Hey, Mustafa and Amber, good to see you all. Thanks for coming again today. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Wendell, good to see you. Hey, Tulin, good to see you again. I think I will start, and then as more people kind of come in here, let me click it. So we'll do a few updates. Some of this is similar to last. So I would just say that, you know, in Maryland, it's still, I think, back up a little bit in terms of COVID. We do think about different ways to improve the immune system. We do know that people that have been exposed to common cold coronaviruses likely are partially protected, but we don't know who we are really for that. So really focusing on optimizing immunity. We do send people that want to get a coronavirus nasal swab to places like CVS or Walgreens or urgent care, because we want to protect people at CIH that are coming in for routine visits as well. So we would direct you there for that. And then there are some vaccines being trialed. The one in the US is called Moderna in Cambridge, Massachusetts. They're being tested in different sites, I believe 89 different clinical sites around the country. So if you want to be part of that trial, it is a phase 3 late stage human clinical trial. They're testing 30,000 volunteers who do not have COVID-19. You can click on that link there and you can sign up to volunteer. It is obviously a volunteer basis. It's still an investigational vaccine. So just to give you some information about that. Okay, that's good. And then we do offer the flu vaccine again this year for the second year in a row. This is an egg-free, preservative-free, thimerosal-free quadrivalent flu vaccine called Flublocks, based on patient demand. That will be available in late August at CIH. Please message Jennifer in the portal if you are interested. She's my medical assistant. We have an integrated vaccine protocol to help promote your safety when you get vaccines, including optimizing sleep, optimizing gut health, and supporting immune system activity, including things like micronutrients, mushrooms, the IV therapy that we do, you can do 3 days before or after flu vaccines. I think an important thing to remember, just, whether we're talking about yoga or meditation or any sort of health, is that, sleep actually helps the vaccine response to, or antibody response. So getting good night's sleep is really important. I do find that when I sleep better, I exercise more, I do more yoga, and I do more of the things that are going to keep me healthy. And it's the same way for your antibody response as well. This is an article that we shared last time. I'll see what else is out there. But you look at different ways to use vitamins and herbs to help support your immune system, strengthen your immune system. Not claiming that it's going to cure COVID or something like that. There's no proven treatment yet either, but optimizing vitamin D, avoiding sugar, optimizing your gut health, discussing that with your practitioners. That's going to be really helpful. And you see the herbs down there. I think the ones that have been shown for other viruses to be inhibiting viral replication would be licorice and oregano have been shown to be helpful in other coronavirus type of studies. And then turmeric is a very powerful anti-inflammatory that you think about in terms of downregulating that cytokine cascade that is part of the issue there. And the mushrooms we know will increase natural killer cells. We had Jared Urchek on a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about how mushrooms can help the immune system. So you can listen to that recording if you didn't get a chance to look at that. The form of flu vaccine for seniors. So let me go back. How do I go back to this? The flu box is quadrivalent, so that is considered one for seniors. It's a stronger dose, so that is one. And then integrator approaches to boost your immune system. So these are some things we have here to help your health and wellness that we have available right now, except for sauna. We don't have sauna for obvious COVID reasons, like being in a box, kind of thing. It's probably not a good idea right now. I think that's a great thing if you have a sauna at home. If you want to know about ways to do portable sauna and things like that, just let me know. But acupuncture is a powerful way to increase natural killer cells and help the immune system. Biofeedback we have with HeartMath, another way to help balance the autonomic nervous system, as is yoga therapy here. Chiropractic, we don't have here, but we definitely recommend that at times to people. Tapping, which is emotional freedom technique. We obviously do functional medicine and functional nutrition. Here, herbal medicine consultation, we don't have that here yet, but we know that herbal medicine is very powerful, and we're kind of looking into ways to bring that in at some point. And then IV nutrition therapy, Laura and Meg are great helping treating patients with optimizing the immune system. Red light therapy, Araceli is running, and red light therapy is really helpful to boost the mitochondria, which helps give you more energy to fight off infections and to help strengthen your system in general. And then of course, Carrie is doing myofascial release, which is another way to help release toxins and also reduce stress and release trauma, which is also a big, part of healing as well. And then we have Dr. Heza doing physical therapy. These are some of the things we have. I don't think I even listed everything. Dr. Grady is now doing osteopathic manipulation. Tony's doing health coaching, which is going to help you move the needle and actually executing what you need to help with health and wellness. So and then Dana is doing Reiki therapy. So I think I don't think I missed anyone. Dr. Diane and also Dr. Keats and Dr. Davis, they're doing therapy and different natural medicine, naturopathic medicine modalities as well to help with you. So, you can go to our website. We're going to revise that in the next couple months too. So that's going to be a great resource for you. I'm going to go into this. So a couple of slides on yoga, and then I'll turn it over to Shannon here, is that we know that breath work overall is a powerful influence on your immune function. And in fact, the yogic breathwork study found that deep belly breathing in a controlled manner combined with yoga and meditation reduced this inflammatory complex called NF-kappa beta and improved mitochondrial ATP synthase, which means it increased energy. It increased the mitochondrial production of ATP, which is packets of energy that you need to help keep you well. Another study that was done in Norway that studied world-class free divers found that 5,000 genes were changed in response to breath holding. So another thing that you can do in yoga and yoga practices pranayama. And we know that breath holding can actually powerfully change your genes. And then belly breathing with breath holding, that combination of that can really be game changing. And we do teach some of that here in our clinic, including 478 breathing. And then the other side I wanted to say is that yoga reduces inflammation. So we talk about cytokine storm, we talk about COVID causing cytokine storm, we talk about chronic inflammation from chronic illness causing cytokine storm, and basically things like arthritis, even things like heart disease. Inflammation is a driver of a lot of chronic illness. And so yoga, by decreasing things like IL-1 beta, which is interleukin-1 beta, and also increasing an anti-inflammatory cytokine called interleukin-10, can really be helpful. So there were 15 trials that were pulled in this meta-analysis, and they showed that about, and the frequency was very variable. You can see here, some people did one time a week. Some people did it every day, and then the sessions were 30 to 90 minutes. But most of the studies were using hatha yoga, which Shannon could talk about and clarify maybe types of yoga here. I think that would be a question. Pune, India studies show that 1 hour day of yoga for 6 days a week did reduce C-reactive protein. So there's a couple of studies there on how yoga reduces inflammation. So these are things you can do at self. You don't have to yourself. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to necessarily go somewhere except you can be in your house. At this point you can go outside and do this too. I think that's a really powerful way to do that. So with that being said, I'm going to stop my share. I think I'm going to go to, let me see, how do oh, like that? I think I'm back to, okay, Shannon, I think I'm going to have you share your screen now. And then I will stop the video here.
I am now officially sharing my screen.
Yes.
And let me start the slideshow. There we go. And I do know that we have a little poll for you guys, just one slide above. Jen, has that been made available to everyone? There we go, perfect. You all could just answer that really quickly. And I just wanted to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Shannon Lavery. I am a registered yoga teacher with my 200 hours, my 200 hour. And I also want to take a moment just to thank Dr. Wong, to thank Liz Bear, to thank Jen for helping to organize this, and really the entire community at Capital Integrative Health. I am so grateful to be here and to be sharing something that has had a major impact on my life. If you know me, you know, and I love that I'm now able to share it. That being said, let's get started going over just a few things.
So these are the results of the poll if you want to take a quick look.
Thank you, perfect. All right, so we've got a mix of intermediate here. So just starting out, what is yoga? Yoga is a universal art or discipline of conscious living. In fact, it may be the world's most ancient system for personal development, both mental, all things mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Further defining yoga is defined from the Sanskrit yug, meaning yoke. This refers to a union or a joining of the individual self with the divine, universal spirit, or cosmic consciousness. For that is the ultimate goal of yoga. Yoga is based on a fundamental principle in Indian philosophy that there are 5 layers or dimensions to the human existence: the physical frame, the vital body, which is made up of prana, life energy; mind, which consists of emotions and thoughts; higher intellect; and the abode of bliss, where inner peace and union of the divine occur. This has always been fascinating to me, because for so long within my own life, yoga was always just a physical practice. It was a way to further define the shape of my body. But really, what really kept me in the practice was these further layers that I began to tap into. And I watched like the emotional, the mental shift that it started to have on my life. And it just created a massive ripple effect, which is why I think these 5 layers that yoga taps into and dives into it, the more that you practice this, is really fascinating. So continuing on, there are several paths to yoga, including selfless service, devotion, and knowledge, all of which can help you reach the same final destination. In the West, Raja, science of physical and emotional control, is the most well-known and widely practiced. It consists of the 8 limbs of yoga, 3 of which comprise hatha yoga, as Dr. Wong briefly mentioned on, which is what a lot of us have had experience practicing in our classes, whether we know it or not. And this is defined as powerful or forceful. Yoga asanas, postures postures or poses, pranayama, breath regulation, which we'll talk through a few in this as we move through this today, but that's an extremely important part of yoga and really exploring where your body can go into these poses, and progressive relaxation. Ultimately, as to put it in simpler terms, one of the ultimate goals of yoga is to prepare you for meditation, is to prepare you to sit in the present moment and to see where it takes you. The other subdivisions of Raja are concerned with ethical and moral discipline, concentration, meditation, and unification. Why practice? Various elements of yoga practice address all of these levels that we just talked on, as well as serve as both preventative and therapeutic functions. Asanas, yoga postures, can release muscle tension, stretch, and tone the body. And tone muscles, lubricate joints, massage our internal organs, increase circulation, and when used aerobically, can even help in weight control. Pranayama, breath control, slows the breath, expands our lung capacity and respiration, builds up prana, our life force, our life energy, which we do in yoga, but that's also associated a lot of times with Qigong, which I believe Dr. Wong has talked on in here before, and regulates its flow through individual body channels called nadis. Other reputed benefits of yoga are a greater resistance to stress. I know I've experienced this in my life. A stronger immune system, a balanced nervous system, decreased cholesterol and blood sugar levels, and also lower blood pressure, excuse me. Moving on, a bit about my personal yoga journey, starting with my journey to the mat. So I have been practicing yoga for about 8 years, but it initially started out with yoga as a physical exercise, as a way to, as I mentioned, tone my body. And it was a good way to get a sweat. However, in my junior year of college, I decided to sign up for a 30-day yoga challenge at the local yoga studio in Balance Yoga in Blacksburg. And little did I know that 30-day challenge would bring yoga into my life for now until the foreseeable future, just because I was at a time in my life where I was a college student. I was overbooked. I just had a lot going on and I got overwhelmed and I didn't know how to control my emotions, and I wasn't taking care or listening to my body. So yoga helped me get through that. It helped me become present. And when I could calm my thoughts and I could just be in whatever posture, any posture that I was in, and just focus on the inhale and the exhalation of my breath. And if I needed to take a deeper exhale, if I needed to breathe in and breathe out for a longer count, then that was able to help calm my emotions. And it took practice. It kept continuously showing up to my mat again and again, but little by little, you see the shifts of these postures and you just feel good in so many different areas. And as we learned in our earlier slides too, yoga is so much more than just the physical postures that you're in. You learn things like to be kind to yourself, to your body. And then that when you're kind to yourself and your body, then that ripples out to other people. You want to share that love. You want to spread that light. And you want to, I'm going to mention this before we go into talking about, before we get into our mindful movement section, but the concept of ahimsa, which is nonviolence, just as teachers time after time again told me that we honor ahimsa in this studio, nonviolence, that your breath is your guide, that if something doesn't feel good, then step out of it. And you start to watch that ripple out into so many different areas of your life. You want to be more kind to all living beings. So that's just a little bit about my journey to the mat. What I learned on the mat. It took me about 4+ years until I finally decided to get my yoga teacher training because I just wanted to keep learning. But it kept coming back to me, and I'm so happy that I did. I actually returned back to the same studio where I did the 30-day challenge, and it was an amazing experience. I learned so much, and also from there, this amazing journey has taken me to different festivals, to different workshops, to actually learning the science behind like these postures and these breath works and why you're seeing it show up everywhere from corporate offices to festivals out in the middle of nowhere to where people of all ages are practicing this practice because yoga is for everyone. I've also had many mentors that I'm very grateful for what they've taught me and their willingness to teach, and workshops from all across the board. I mentioned this, but I've worked with and practiced yoga with people of all different backgrounds, of all ages. And continuing further into deep breath, my journey off the mat. I've touched on this a lot already, so I'm not going to spend too much more time on it, but how yoga became a lifestyle shift for me. I began to eat healthier. I became more attuned to my mental and emotional health. Things like sleep became extremely important. I understood that. I learned that unlike in my college days where I thought that I was invincible and I could last off of 2 hours of sleep, joke was on me. It didn't work. So 7 to 8 hours of sleep is extremely important, but I also learned the tools to be able to calm down after a really busy day, whether I was at work or I was in school or just had a busy weekend. And doing these postures, as we're going to talk on later in this talk, that really help to calm the mind down so you can actually go to sleep instead of be in a state where you're lying in bed and you want to go to sleep, but your mind's still racing. I don't know if you all have been there before, but I definitely have. What has yoga taught me? Yoga's taught me that it's all connected, that we learn so much that what we put into our bodies makes a difference. The thoughts that we tell ourselves, what we listen to, it all has an impact on our mental, emotional, and physical states. I love the saying, and it's true, that often the issues are in your tissues, that when I'm stressed out, we're going to work through these poses and when we do mindful movement in just a few minutes, but that when your body's clenched and things just don't start when your breath is tight and your lungs aren't open, your heart's not open, the body doesn't want to function as well. So that's what yoga's taught me. It's taught me a lot, and it's continuing to teach me a lot, but I'm very grateful for it. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we can actually do these poses together. You guys just get to look at me. So I invite you, we're gonna do a series of standing and sitting postures. Nothing that's gonna make you tired. It will be a great lunch break exercise, so I invite you to do it with me. We're gonna begin standing in mountain pose. So for mountain pose, your feet are hips width distance apart, connecting with all four corners of your feet here. I invite you to come onto your toes and then rock back onto your heels. Shifting your weight to the left and then over to the right. And then placing your palms over your heart, I invite you to close your eyes and just connect with your heartbeat here. Breathing into the space, feeling the heart expand as you inhale. Feeling it relax with the exhale. Inviting a slight bend in your knees here. Feeling the feet root down into the earth and the crown of your head rise up to the sky. Lengthening your spine with each inhale, with each exhale, relaxing. Now I invite you to stand with your palms facing forward, being receptive to whatever these next few moments of movement are here to teach you. And then we're going to take a few sun breaths. So for this, we're going to inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky, and then exhale through the mouth, palms come to heart center. Moving like water, inhale, arms reach up to the sky, like the first stretch of the morning, really sparking the fingertips up. And then audible exhale through the mouth. Palms draw to heart center. That audible exhale is going to really help to release anything that's not serving you. Release any stress in your body that you're currently carrying. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Stretch up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Mindful movement, connecting movement with breath. Taking that about 3 more times. I invite you to take a slight heart opener. Interlocking the thumbs, opening the heart on the inhale. Feeling the shoulders drop back. Exhale, palms to heart center. 2 more times, your own pace. Inhale, arms reach up. Heart opens. Exhale, palms to heart center. Last time, inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Heart open, belly to spine to protect that low back. Exhale, palms to heart center. In every yoga class that I teach, as I mentioned, I like to honor ahimsa. So I'm going to be offering a few variations through these next few poses, and I offer you to take the pose that feels best for you today. I always say I like to find the middle ground between a stretch where you're meeting your edge, but you're also not straining anything. But your breath is going to be your best guide. You are your teacher. I'm just here to guide you. Inhale, our arms reach back up to the sky, coming into a side body stretch. Our left arm is going to float down by our side. Inhale, reaching the right fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale, leaning our right arm over to the left. Taking a nice side body stretch. Feeling our feet rooted into the ground. This is going to be option 1. Option 2, grabbing onto that wrist of yours. Option 3, to clasp the fingers together. Feeling the right shoulder draw slightly back here. And your gaze goes wherever it's most comfortable for you. Another option here too is if none of these are working for you, then to have your hand on your hip. Sometimes that can even help you stretch a little bit deeper. One of my favorite teachers always said the first few seconds of a pose are exploring and seeing what variation feels the best for you. And then once you found it, breathing into that space. We're going to take 3 more deep breaths here. Following the breath from the belly up to the heart, into the lungs. Exhale, releasing. 2 more breaths at your own pace. Really making them deep. Last one, inhale here. Exhale, release. Coming onto the other side, fingers reach up to the sky like the first stretch of the morning. This time our right palm comes down by our side. Inhale, left arm reaches up to lengthen. Exhale, stretching up and over to the right. Keeping a slight bend in your knee. Core is engaged to protect your low back, and then taking any variation that feels good for you. Whether it was the hand on the hip, your fingers grasping onto your wrist, or the palms clasped together. Connecting with your breath. Remembering to find space with every inhale. Hold at the top. And then exhale, releasing. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. Last one, make it the deepest breath of the afternoon so far. Breathing in. Exhale, releasing. That next inhale, we return back to center. Both fingers spark up towards the sky. Exhale, palms float down by our side. And then we're gonna take a few hip circles here, just because it's a really great way to loosen up the hips. You may look a little funky, but no one's watching. You're likely in your home. So we're gonna place our hands on our hips here, and then we're just gonna start to circle our hips. Circling them in a clockwise or counterclockwise position, whichever way you'd like to start out. Maybe exploring an area of your body that you have not moved or tapped into in quite some time. Bending with the knees as you move. Exploring your range of motion while still feeling completely rooted with your feet into the ground. Connecting breath with movement. Taking this in this direction about a few more times. Then when you're ready, switching to the other side, moving in the opposite direction. Maybe closing the eyes, playing with your balance a little bit. Seeing if you can relax your shoulders down your back. Again, we're going to be here for about 10 more seconds. Inviting a slight smile into your lips here. It always amazed me the difference that a slight smile can make in your mood, the shift that it can create. So I invite you to do it with me. Taking 3 more hip circles. And then when you're ready, coming back to center, returning to our mountain pose. We've been here before. This is our foundation pose. And then now we're gonna do some shoulder rolls to release the shoulder center back. So inhaling, squeezing the shoulders up, feeling that squeeze, and then exhaling, releasing the shoulders down the back. Moving the shoulders forward, up, and back, and then releasing them down. Inhale, shoulders roll up, down, and back. Letting your breath take you on a journey. I invite you to close the eyes here. It can really help you maybe stretch deeper into this. We're going to take 5 more hips, 5 more shoulder circles before switching directions. I've got 4 more. Three more. Last one. And now switching them in the opposite direction, rolling the shoulders forward, down, and back. Moving as fast or as slow as you'd like to, connecting movement with breath. Not caring what you're looking like, just caring what it feels like. We hold so much tension in our shoulders, especially women, I know myself. So it can be really good to do exercises like this. To help move the muscles. To help to release any stress that you're holding there. Continuing with this. exploring as you deepen your breath, where it takes you. 10 more seconds. Three more shoulder rolls coming forward. Inhale. Exhale, releasing them down. Last one. Moving on, we're going to come into another really yummy shoulder release and also a gentle heart opener. So for this, I'm going to face sideways just to show you all, but we're going to place our arms behind our back. Inhale, shoulders roll up and back. We've been preparing for this. And then we're going to place our left arm down by our side, and then our right arm's going to come to a 90-degree angle. And we're going to grab either just below our elbow or just above our elbow. You do whatever the most comfortable for you. Inhale, shoulders roll up and back one more time. And then as you pull the arms away from each other, allow the heart to slightly open here. And feel the shoulders release down your back. I like to draw my chin close to my chest here. And just breathing here. Finding what feels good for you in this moment. Knowing that you can return to this pose, any of these poses, throughout your day. Don't need a mat. They're here to serve you whenever you need them. Taking 3 more deep breaths here, breathing into the belly, following the breath up to the heart and into the lungs. Exhale, letting it go. I invite you to do these next 2 breaths with a count with me, breathing in for a count of 6, 4, 5, 6, holding at the top for 2. And then exhaling through the nose for a count of 6, 4, 2. Holding at the bottom for 2. Last one, breathing in for a count of 6. Holding at the top for 2. Exhaling for a count of 6. Holding at the bottom for 2. Now placing your arms by your side, maybe shaking them out a bit. We're going to move on to the next side. So this time our right arm is going to be straight down by our side. Our left arm is going to come into a 90-degree angle, either grabbing just above or just below the elbow. Inhale, shoulders roll up and back. Finding a slight bend in the knees, and then maybe bringing your chin towards your chest. And actively pulling the arms apart here. Allowing the right fingertips to be actively pointing towards the earth. Sending love. And taking care of your body as you stretch out your shoulders here. Noticing what the silence brings up for you. Seeing if you can just stay present to the inhale and the exhale of your breath. Letting that be your only point of focus right now. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. Breathing into the belly. Feeling the ribs expand, the heart open. Following the breath all the way up into the lungs. Exhale, letting it go. Doing these last 2 breaths for a count of 6, breathing in for 6, 2, 4, 6. Holding at the top for 2. Exhaling for a count of 6. 4, 2. Holding at the bottom for 2. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding at the top for 2. 1, 2. Exhale, count of 6, letting go. 4, 3, 2. Holding at the bottom for 2. Exhale, returning both palms back down to your side, coming to face forward. Now we're gonna do a little chair yoga. These are postures that you can do anywhere. I'm always recommending these to people because they can make a difference and you can do them anywhere. So starting out with a few spinal twists. This is gonna be really good for your digestive system, massaging the internal organs. And it just feels really good. So inhale, we're gonna reach the arms up to the sky. We've been here before. And then backstroking our left arm behind our back, either grabbing onto the back of the chair or wherever your arm falls, and then placing your right palm on the outside of your left leg. Inhale, we lengthen our spine. Exhale, if it feels okay for you, looking back over your left shoulder. Adjusting however you need to. Staying aware that with every inhale, we're imagining our spine lengthening. And with each exhale, we're going deeper into the twist. Our glutes are rooted into our chair. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. Last one. Coming back to center, moving on to the other side. So inhale, we're gonna reach our arms up like the first stretch of the morning, just to even back out. And then on an exhale, back stroking the arms behind our chair, letting the arm fall wherever it feels the most comfortable for you. And then placing our left palm on the outside of our right leg this time. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, we look back over our right shoulder. Feeling our feet firmly planted into the ground. Our glutes grounded. Breathing in, spine lengthens. Exhale, twisting. Taking our final 3 breaths here. Taking that 3-part breath for this last one, breathing into the belly. Feeling the heart expand. Following the breath all the way into the throat. Exhale, releasing, letting the chest soften. The belly soften. Coming back to neutral. And then whenever you're ready, returning to face forward. For our last pose that we're gonna do for this mindful movement series, we're gonna take a figure 4. So ideally you wanna be sitting, I'm a little high right now, but ideally you wanna be sitting with your legs at a 90-degree angle. And then we're gonna lift our right leg up with our toes flexing back towards our face. And then simply just cross our right ankle on top where it's gonna come and rest on our left knee here. So you'll see that I still have my toes flexing back towards the wall. And then we're just gonna breathe here. Maintaining that long spine. You're at a 90-degree angle here with your body as well. For some, this can be intense already. Staying present to whatever sensations that are arising and adjusting however you need to. And if you're looking to go a little bit deeper, then I invite you to gently press your right palm into your inner right thigh. Feeling the hips open here. This can be a very yin posture. So the longer that you stay in this pose, the deeper that it'll take you, the more benefit that you're going to get out of it. But right now, it's doing a really great job opening the hips, helping to release any stress that you may be holding in this lower area part of our body. And then inhaling, we're gonna bring that leg back up to center, lifting it up, squeezing that knee in just to release. Toes flex back towards our face. And then placing it down, back onto the floor, coming onto the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up, toes flex towards our face. And then crossing that left ankle, resting it on top of our right knee. Toes are still flexing back. Making sure that your weight is evenly distributed through both glutes and that your spine is straight. Your shoulders are still drawing back. I always like to remind people, belly draws to spine to keep the core engaged. It's easy to remember. And if you'd like to take it just a little deeper, then gently placing that left palm onto your inner left thigh. Being aware of how each side can be different. For me, this left side is a little tighter, and it almost feels, even this stretch feels pretty intense. So meeting yourself wherever you're at today and offering your body kindness. How we treat others is how we treat ourselves, is how we treat the world. It starts with us, remembering that. One of the many things yoga has taught me again and again. We're gonna take 3 more deep breaths here in this final pose of this sequence. Inhale, coming back to center, drawing that knee in, toes flex back towards your face. And then placing both palms onto the floor. With your palms facing up, I invite you to take 1 deep breath with me here. Being present. Inhale, we breathe in together. And then audible exhale through the mouth. Thank you all. Now, I'm not done yet. As good as that felt, we still have a few more things that I want to walk you all through. So I'm going to start sharing my screen again. We're going to go into a few poses that are optimal for sleep. They're actually some of my favorite poses to do before I go to sleep every night to calm my monkey mind, because I do have one, that is for sure. So these are 5 poses to do before bed for optimal rest. Child's pose, supported bridge, legs up the wall, on a chair, supine twist, and reclined bound angle pose. So this is child's pose. The benefits are here. It stretches the hips, thighs, and ankles while also reducing stress. It allows us to rest while drawing our attention inward and breathing. And we did that 3-part breath, but for any of these poses, I invite you to do it throughout the entire time to really calm your nervous system down. Child's pose is easily one of my favorite go-to poses. I like to do it where my feet and my toes kiss, and then my knees are hip width distance apart with my palms facing forward. But then I also like to experiment with.
Sorry, Shannon, can you share the slides?
Oh, sorry, is it not sharing? Oh, sorry.
No problem. Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. for a millennia. You think I'd have this stuff down. Okay. One moment. Okay, so as I was talking, now you guys can actually see what I was talking about. So you can see this image here. This is child's pose. And as I was mentioning beforehand, is that it's one of my favorite poses, and it's one of my favorite poses that it can feel good a variety of ways that you do it. Having your heels together and your toes touch with your knees hip width distance apart and your palms resting on the mat in front of you is a really great way to release the hips and to just calm the nervous system down. But also one of my favorite poses to help, one of my favorite variations of this pose to help relieve low back pain is to bring the heels and the knees together. I'm getting excited because I'm really passionate about this because it feels so good, especially with someone that struggles with low back pain. So to do this is you bring your knees together and your heels touch. You sink back on to your heels, and then you experiment with what it feels like to have your palms resting in front of you and your forehead on the mat. Or it's also nice to bring your arms back behind you with your palms facing up towards the sky. And then again, resting there and just connecting with your breath, doing some deep 3-part belly breathing for as long as you'd like to. And of course, if it doesn't feel good, come out of it. But I know many people that this has been a great release for them, is staying in this child's pose. Going on to a few more poses that are really great to do is supported bridge here, bridge pose. As you can see here, your knees are bent, the palms are gently grazing your legs, and your gaze is looking directly up at the ceiling. To do a restorative bridge, I invite you, if you have a yoga block, to have it on either the lowest or the second setting and just rest here for about 2 to 5 minutes. You can also receive really great benefits of this pose, helping to calm the nervous system, preparing yourself for sleep, is just by removing that block. And it's amazing what just being in this posture where your knees are stacking directly on top of the ankles and your spine is fully rested on the mat, the difference that that can make before going to sleep. Again, one of my favorite poses to do. Another great pose to do before going to bed, if you're an athlete, you've probably heard of this pose before, is doing either legs up the wall, where you scoot your butt all the way up to the wall and then you turn your body, get your legs where your body is in a 90-degree angle. And if this doesn't work for you, you can also put your legs on the chair and get all the benefits of the inversion by doing that. Resting there for anywhere for 2 to 5 minutes, connecting with your breath, staying present, just allowing the body to relax and surrender. Supine twists, I almost end every single class with this. It's really great for digestion, helps to release stress, anxiety, depression, calms your mind. The twist increases the blood flow to your digestive organs and improves digestion. You always either want to have the knee grounded into the mat or the shoulder. And it's a really great pose to do. Like I said, one of my favorites. Reclined bound ankle pose is also a great pose to do before going to sleep. It stretches the groins, knees, and thighs. It opens up your hips. It improves the blood circulation in the body. And it also helps to calm your mind. I also really, touch can make a massive difference, even as we did our mindful movement practice, how adding a smile can make a difference. The act of literally just placing your palm onto your heart and then even placing one hand over your belly button, connecting with your heartbeat and just offering yourself love and kindness here. staying focused on the inhale and the exhalation of your breath can make such a difference. It's a beautiful way to end your night before going to sleep. And those are my 5 favorite poses to do. I know that this is being recorded, so you all will have access to referring back to these 5 poses. And I'm always happy to answer any questions. Dr. Wong, would you like me to stop sharing my screen to open up for, I believe we have a final few minutes.
Sure, sure. Yeah, it's great, Shannon. So yeah, people want to ask questions, and thank you, Shannon. This is great. Really great. Learned a lot, and hope everyone else did too. Yoga for health. I know that some of our listeners may want to ask questions about different other either yoga poses or kind of tips for health. So if anyone wants to chat, feel free to do that, or call in. Either way is fine. When is the best time to practice? I think a lot
So
of us
I say morning. I say morning and evening. I mentioned this to you over the phone, Dr. Wong, but I have a routine in the morning where I just do 11 minutes of yoga, and then I do an 11-minute meditation, and that guarantees that I can get it in every single day. It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
And even just that sequence that we walk through, it doesn't take that long, but it makes such a big difference in your body being able to go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. 11 minutes. So yeah, exactly. Even I've found as little as 6 minutes, although I think it always tend to a little bit more is better. Yeah. And then Ronnie said, what's your favorite balance poses?
So balance poses aren't my favorite, but that's just because it means that it's an area that I need to work on, is finding balance in my life. But so probably one of my favorite pose to do is dancer pose, because it helps to open the heart. But that's a great thing, Dr. Wong, about these poses is that they address different areas of the body. That the reason why I may not be drawn to balancing poses means that it's an area that I need to work on being able to evenly distribute weight in both the right and the left side of my body.
What about hamstring? My hamstrings are tight.
So a great thing to do for that is when you're in downward facing dog is, I don't know if you do this, but is to add a generous bend into your knees.
Yeah, I do that.
And then as you draw your belly to spine, then that helps to lift higher up.
So what someone told me is to kind of draw your butt up to keep your spine straight. So you're really kind of maximizing that.
Exactly. And also helping to draw, I always say, the eyes of the elbows like in towards one another, then helps you release the shoulders. And then
okay, yeah, great.
That's great for hamstrings, I've found.
Any yoga for, okay, Testify has a question, thank you. How many types of yoga are there? And I guess maybe a little bit about how they differ from one or another. There's many types, at least in terms of the West, in terms of like marketing and stuff. I don't know if there's, I don't know if that's versus, something else, but then what type of yoga should a beginner practice? That's definitely a good question. Thank you for that.
Thank you for asking that. I think that you are right. There's so many different types of yoga. I think Hatha yoga is a really great place to start because it's a mix of connecting the movement with breath and getting the meditative benefits of practicing yoga, but while also still having something to keep your mind busy. And a lot of those poses have all the benefits, anywhere from helping the digestive system, helping to release the shoulders, open the hips, open the throat.
How are people, I also want to thank Shannon for coming on and doing this webinar today with us. We're 2 minutes away from 1. We're going to stay a little bit longer if people can, but I just want to thank you for that, Shannon. And I feel great. I don't know if, I feel like I did, turn off about 5,000 genes of inflammation here and kind of feel much better. So if everyone wants to just, anyone wants to kind of comment on how they're feeling too. I think that would be great. If you did, you know, what I love also about yoga is that it's so adaptable to different people, different styles, but also different people, health conditions. You know, some people might not be as flexible, or some people might be able to do chair yoga or something at the desk, you know, if you're working or if you're at home. But you know, and then others doing more, you know, like you said, different options there. So yeah, thank you for the comments, everyone. Looks like people are responding here.
Thank you all.
Yeah, I think one of the questions I had, because we do see a lot of people here with, and we're really interested in general and kind of balancing hormones. What are there any yoga poses for thyroid? I know my sister, who's also an integrative doctor, for my medical school graduation present, took me to Yogaville, and we went to Yogaville and learned about fish pose and like different things there. So that was pretty cool. Any poses that you recommend for thyroid health?
I think that Cobra pose and Sphinx pose, excuse me, are really great poses for thyroid, just because they're gentle, they're pretty easy to do, but you can get the benefits of like just having that entire area gently start to open. And you still feel supported, like with the majority of your body resting on the mat. I don't have an image to show you all, unfortunately, but it's where you're lying completely face down onto the mat, and then your shoulders are stacking. You're essentially, you look like this. And then you're gently allowing your gaze to lift up wherever you kind of meet your edge, and then just breathing into that space. And you're really gonna feel it right in here. Right
in that throat chakra, you know? Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, and that can be really powerful.
And in the chakra world, throat is really the chakra for self-expression and creativity, right? Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Ronnie, for the comments. Thank you, Mustafa and Amber. Thank you for, let's see, who else? Kanal, Irene, Babby, Testify. Thank you so much. Thank you, Yolanda. We got the Lavery clan here.
I got them all here.
All here, it's great. Irene asked, this is a good thing to talk about too. Do you offer a virtual class? I think that would be definitely something we'd all be interested in.
Yeah, so I'm doing everything virtual right now, given the state of the pandemic, but it's all through Zoom. I'm also doing Instagram and Facebook Live as well.
Do you want to share? You had a slide, I think you wanted to share about your contact information. Just in case.
Can I put that back up? That would be great.
Yeah, sure. Just share your screen. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that technology mishap, everyone.
We're all learning here through bound angle.
So this is my contact information.
I like your logo. It's nice with the.
Thank you.
And you know, that kind of is going back to what we said sometimes, even internally at CAH. So you start with yourself, right? Start with healing yourself and self-care, and that drop in the ocean, or that drop in the lake, maybe, right? The pond, it spreads out and it affects others too, you know, in a positive way.
Exactly.
So yeah. So looks like, so Shannon's website's Shannon M Yoga. M stands for your name or your middle name maybe, or?
My middle name, yeah. So actually, my middle name is McCloskey. So, but.
Oh, nice. Okay. So shannonmyoga.net. Okay. Instagram, personal email. Yeah. So thank you so much. And it looks like Kelly may or may not be another family member. I'm not sure if she's, thank you, Kelly, for coming on.
I had everyone on here, including my beautiful grandmother.
Yes. Thank you all for coming. Yeah. Yoga for all ages.
Exactly.
Really.
Yoga for all.
But yeah, I feel younger biologically. I feel younger, you know, when I do yoga, for sure. And I think it's nice to do yoga together too. Do you do a virtual class in the morning?
I do, yeah. So I do classes on my own, but I also co-teach with one of my friends that I did, one of my friends and now one of my best friends, that I did the yoga teacher training with. So it's been a really great way to connect during this time when we've all felt so disconnected. So that's been really great. We offer weekly classes that we do together.
Great. When is your weekly class? That would be pretty neat. Yeah, definitely excited to try the bedtime routine. Same with me, definitely. Also, Joseph, sorry, before you say that, Joseph, I just want to get to that. There is a recording. Yeah, Jen will send out the recording. Oh, sorry, you already said that. Sorry. Okay.
What was the? So my schedule varies, but then my friend Jade and I teach a class every single Thursday, either at 7 a.m. in the morning or 6 p.m. And they're 45-minute classes, so it's really great to get
every
that
day?
in.
Is it every day you said, or?
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday, okay. 7 a.m.?
Every Thursday.
Okay.
Correct. And they're only
Great.
45 minutes, so it's great to get in before your workday starts.
Yeah, definitely. See if I can convince you to do one on Friday.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, well, very good. Thank you so much, Shannon. We'll talk to you soon, and I'll be in touch with you about these classes. And thank you for doing this. It's been great. I feel like this is about not only doing yoga, but being yoga, being yoked to yourself and to the universe and connecting. So thank you so much. We're going to take a break next week. I will be at the beach, so we're all going to take a break. Hope you enjoy your week this week and next week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for sound healing with a friend of mine, Trish, also. So thank you so much, Shannon, and we'll see you soon.
Hi, thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Wong.
You're welcome. Good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thanks.